Hello everyone, so I had a recorded video that was pretty good. As you can tell, I have quite a bit of trouble talking and getting words out and processing things and stuff like that. But this video I did not stutter once or anything. I mean, maybe like once or twice, but not a whole lot, not too bad. But anyways, I recorded a very good video, good content, and it was great, except for the fact that when I went to go watch it before I went to go edit it, I had noticed the camera's viewpoint was too low, so my face was not in it. It was from here down. So yeah, that was very silly of me to do. But why did I just say silly? That was weird. But anyways, I just wanted to say, because of that, I just decided to put gameplay on top and keep the audio from the video. That way it's not as awkward to watch. But I hope you guys like this. I will be playing Yandere Simulator, and I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to comment, hit that like button, and subscribe. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and without further ado, let's do this. So awkward. Hello, so basically, remember that time I was posting about how I went to Hollywood and we saw the stars, and there was a riot thing going on, and how I saw Capitol Records and all that. Do you guys remember that day where I went to Universal Studios? I went to Hogwarts part and stuff. Yeah, okay, so this is what this video is going to be about. So basically, I'm going to tell you what happened in the course of that day, like what events happened. Okay, so originally we planned to just go to Universal Studios, nothing else, don't stop anywhere, just go, okay? But what happened was my friend picked me up, and we were driving, and Hollywood is like a couple hours away from me, so it took a long time to get there, but it was fine. Traffic wasn't horrible, it was raining, and it was a school day, like a work day, a weekday, so it wasn't too bad. But we are driving, and then when we're driving there was a dog on the side of the freeway, and I'm just like, oh no, but it was on like the inside, so we were like kind of worried, but like we weren't gonna stop, or so I thought. But my friend pulls to the side of the freeway and walks like a mile back to go get the dog, and I'm like, what are you doing? But I just kind of went with it. My friend went to go check on it, her brothers went with her, and like it was fine, but like then her brother comes back and he's like, it's too far, they're like a mile back. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so we're waiting, and her brother is like, I think the dog's dead, and we're like, oh my gosh. And so it was kind of funny, but like then she comes back in a way we did not expect. She hitchhiked back to her car. She caught a ride from someone, and it was fine, like she was safe and everything, but like I would not expect that, okay? And so we were like, she gets back in the car, we drive to Universal, we're almost there, we're almost to Hollywood, and I realized I forgot my ticket at home, and we're like, great, what do we do? So I text my grandma, she says it's there, she knows where it is, and so she's like, okay, blah blah blah, I'll bring it to you, just find somewhere to go that we can meet. I'm like, okay, cool. And so everything's good, but then I'm like, I don't really want my grandma to drive all the way out to Hollywood, like that's a long drive. And so I text my aunt, I'm like, can you email me the ticket? I can find a place to print it in Hollywood. I mean, this is LA, there's bound to be somewhere to print it. And so she emails it to me. She's kind of mad at me right now, but we're gonna not talk about that. And so she emails me it, and we find on the GPS where we can print it, there was a Staples nearby, and we're like, yes. So we get our parking spot, everything's good, and we drove down to Hollywood area. And so we get to Hollywood and we go to Staples. We dropped my friend's brothers off along with the other person that was with us over to we dropped my friend's brothers off over in Jack in the Box. There's a Jack in the Box where they could chill and eat. So we ordered our food and everything. We just left our food. We didn't eat it yet. We went to Staples to go print it, only to find out that Staples printer was not working. So we're like, great, what are we gonna do now? And so we're looking around, and then one of the employees says, hey, so there's a Walgreens down there. You can use one of their printing kiosks. Sorry, I pronounced that really weird. Kiosks, if you want to print that. I'm sorry, we couldn't help you. And we're like, great. So that was like a block away or so. And so we had in LA, things are different. Like, you can't just like, there's not really parking lots. Like, there's big parking structures, but no parking lots in areas. So we had to pay for parking, park there, and then walk like 3 blocks or so to get to this Walgreens. Then we can't find the kiosk. When we finally find the kiosk was not working. Like, we couldn't get to print. And so we're trying, and then finally we get an employee to help us, and we're like, great, it prints, only for us to find out that it did not print the ticket part. So we're like, really? Luckily the employees were nice enough to say, hey, you don't have to pay for it since it didn't print the way you wanted it, it's all good. And we're like, cool. But we still don't know what to do at this point. So I call my grandma, and she told me that she was still on her way anyways, and she says she was already in Hollywood, she just needed to know what street. I believe we were on Sunshine, I'm not sure. But I told her that, and she's like, we can't find that. And so I'm like, okay. And so I told her the other street, the cross street, and she's like, oh, we know where that is, because my grandma actually used to live in LA. And so she's on this road looking for us, and I could have sworn, okay, one detail I forgot to mention, it was raining, like pouring that day. I think I actually mentioned it was raining earlier in the video, but it's okay. It was like pouring though. And so like, what happened was my grandma finally, bless her soul, she is in Hollywood and she's looking for us. And so we were waiting inside Walgreens because we didn't really want to stand in the rain. And then I could have sworn I saw my grandma's car. So we run and we chased that car for the longest time. I don't even know how long it was, but it was a long time. And it seemed like forever because we were in the rain and running, and just exercise is not my thing. But anyways, we're chasing this car for the longest time, and finally I call my grandma. We see you! You keep driving, please pull over. And so they said they weren't even close to our area. So we had been driving a stranger's car for the longest, following a stranger's car for the longest time. So at this point, we're just like, really? And so we sat down for a little bit in a bus stop and waited. And then finally we just went across the streets, because at this time we were at Jack in the Box again, because we kept, yeah. And so we go back in Jack in the Box and we're waiting, and I told my grandma, Jack in the Box on this street, okay? And so finally she shows up and she gives me the ticket. And this feels like a golden ticket. I'm not even kidding. Like, this felt like I had won an award in the Olympics. It was great. It was just such a relief to go get that ticket, okay? And so that was great. So we're like, yes, we got the ticket. And so we drive to Universal Studios and we get in, everything is good. We have our fun time, we do fun things, we go on a bunch of rides, walk around, buy stuff. I actually got to go in the Hogwarts, I posted pictures of that, and it was great, it was amazing, except Hogwarts area, oh my gosh, they are so overpriced. Okay, anyways, what amusement park isn't overpriced, honestly? But anyways, it was great, but come the end of the night, it was like 60 and I was freezing. And like, you can ask Dan about this, because like I texted him and I was so tired. I said the clouds are crying when I meant that it was raining. But anyways, we were doing things and like went on a bunch of rides, but it was super cold, and for some reason everybody decided this would be a good time to go on Jurassic, which if you've never been to Universal Studios and you don't know what that is, it's a water ride where you can get soaked on, okay? And so I gave into peer pressure and I went on with them, and like, we got soaked. But what's weird is it actually didn't make things worse. Like, I wasn't super, super cold. It was fine. Like, it made it better actually for a little bit. Like, at first it was horrible, but after that, it was fine. But it was a great thing because that ride was so fun because we were the only ones on it, and there was no line, and it was amazing. But come the end of the night, the boys wanted to go, except for me, they wanted to go on the ride again, the Jurassic ride. And so we were just like, you know what, you guys can do that, we're gonna wait in the store. And so we waited, and then finally they get off, and 2 more people wanted to go on one more ride. And we're like, okay, you know what, you guys can go on it, but we will meet you at the front of the park over by the stores area, okay? And they're like, alright, cool. And so we walk towards the front and we're waiting inside a store because it's raining and we don't want to be freezing cold and soaking wet and yeah. And so we're waiting in a store and we waited for like the longest time and we began to get worried, like we started to get worried. And so we called them, and by this time everybody's phones were dying, so it was just, are their phones working? Are they on? What's going on? Finally they answer after like 3 attempts of calling them, and after that, like, they said, we're like, where are you guys? And they're like, well, okay, so we got stuck in the Minions ride, and we're like, okay, but you were supposed to go on the Transformers, and they're like, oh yeah, we did, but we wanted to go on Minions after. So we're like face palming at this point, and we're like, guys, you were supposed to just go on Transformers and then come over here. And so they're like, okay, whatever. So we waited till they got off Minions, and at this point it's like 10 minutes until the park closes, and we're just like, great. And so finally they come and we see them 10 minutes after the park was supposed to close. But they're not gonna close the park on us while we're in there, you know? Like, they could kind of get, like, a lawsuit for that or something. I don't know. But anyways, finally, they come to us, and it's great. And we're just like, finally, relief, great. And so, then we go out, and we're going home, and we go in the car, and we decide we want to go by the Hollywood sign. So we're driving up this mountain and it's soaking wet, and I was actually scared I was gonna die. I was ready to start texting people like Dan, be like, you know, if I die tonight, I love you, blah blah blah. But anyways, it was all good, but it was like slippery up there, and we couldn't find the Hollywood sign. Turns out the Hollywood sign lights were off. Yeah, and we were right in front of it. But overall, it was an exciting day / night, and it was a great experience, and I would totally do it again because it was amazing. And yeah, so that was my LA adventure for you guys, my Hollywood adventure, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, don't forget to comment, give that like button a like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!